students, in today's class we are going to discuss about the structure of the digestive system, which is the system that is responsible for breaking down the complex food substances into simpler particles so that they can be easily absorbed by the bloodstream, carried to the different cells of our body throughout our body, and those cells can use that food particle for obtaining energy. Since it is a system, that means it is made up of different organs in our body. Now, digestive system is starting at the mouth and it is continuing through the esophagus, stomach, liver, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, and the end portion is the anus. Now, this long digestive system is made up of different organs, and as we proceed through this lesson, we will know about those organs in detail. But on the broad basis, the digestive system has two parts. One is called the digestive tract or the alimentary tract. It is the path through which the food passes, and the digestive glands are the glands that are not the places through which the food pass, but these glands are helping in digestion of the food particle. So they are actually present in close vicinity of the digestive system. They are secreting some chemical substance that is helping the food to be digested. There are three digestive glands that are present. One is the salivary gland that is present in the mouth. Second is the liver, which is present in close proximity to the stomach, and another is the pancreas, which is just present below the stomach. The first part of the digestive system is the mouth and the inner parts of the mouth, which include the salivary glands, the teeth, and the tongue. So the mouth is actually guarded by the upper lip and the lower lip on the outside, and inside of the mouth there is a muscular tongue, which is a sense organ of our body. Now there are different roles of the tongue, the first of them being the acting as the taste organ, or tasting buds are present on the tongue. So the tongue is helping to sense the tastes of the different foods that we eat. Second role of the tongue is to mix the food with the saliva and form a bolus that can be passed to the next parts of the digestive system and can be digested easily. The tongue also helps in swallowing the food, and it is also help in cleaning the teeth with the tongue, and it's very important for speaking because without the tongue we cannot speak properly. There are actually different types of teeth that are present inside the human mouth. In human, there are 4 types of teeth present. The first one, that is the first 4 teeth on each part of the jaw, at the central portion of the jaw. 4 teeth are present, which are the ends of the teeth are chisel shaped, and these are called the incisors. Incisors and their particular shape is helping in biting some food particle. Then on both sides of the incisor, in both the jaw, that is the upper jaw and the lower jaw, there are one canine present, and the canine is having a very sharp pointed end, and this sharp pointed end is helping in tearing the flesh or the food. Canine is a type of teeth which is present only in the animals which are having a non-vegetarian diet. Now on both sides of the canine, in both the upper jaw and the lower jaw, there are 2 teeth present which are called the premolars. In the premolars, there are 2 cusp-like portions are present on the upper side, that is 2 heel-like projections are present on the upper side. The premolars are used for crushing and grinding the food for their particular shape. Now on both sides of the premolars, in both the upper jaw and the lower jaw, there are 3 molars present, and the molars are having 3 cusp or 3 upward heel-like projections, and the molars are also very similar in function with the premolars, like they are also helping in crushing and grinding the food. The type of teeth present is actually called dentition, and dentition can be of two types. In one type, it is called the Homodon dentition. In Homodon dentition, all the teeth that are present are equal and similar in appearance and similar in function. The left hand side picture is actually a representation of Homodon dentition that can be seen in the tortoise or in some other animals as well. And the right hand side picture is a representation of heterodon dentition, just like it is present in human beings as well. That is, the teeth that are present in the both the upper jaw and the lower jaw, all of them are not similar in appearance, and also they are having different appearance and different structure and different function. So this is known as the heterodon dentition. Dental formula is the representation of the different types of teeth in each half of upper jaw and lower jaw. As in the left hand side picture, we can see in human jaw, in one half of the upper jaw and in one half of the lower jaw, there are two incisors present. Then on the side of the incisors, there is one canine present in each jaw. Then there are two premolars present on the sides of the canine, and there are three molars present on the sides of the premolars. So if we are representing it in the form of dental formula, it will be as written as 2, 1, 2, 3 by 2, 1, 2, 3. Each part of the upper portion and the lower portion is representing one half of the upper jaw, and the lower portion is representing one half of the lower jaw. Now, to get the total number of teeth, we are going to get the total of each of the upper half and lower half, multiply it by 2, and then add the both of the halves, upper half and the lower half. So the upper portion, the total is coming 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 is 8, and the lower portion is also coming 8. Now 8 into 2 is 16. That is total number of 16 teeth present in upper jaw, and the lower portion multiplied by 2 is coming 16. So total 16 teeth present in the lower jaw. Now 16 and 16 upper and 16 lower, together it is 32 teeth present in the human jaw. So that is the dental formula or representation of the dental formula. Now there is a little bit different dental formula that is present in the human babies, because in human babies the premolars, that is the two premolars, are not present. So the dental formula of the human babies will be written as 2103 by 2103. So the total number of teeth that is present in the human beings is 32 minus 4, that is 28. So in adult human beings it is 32 teeth present, and in babies or human babies it's 28 teeth present. Now if we are looking at the inner structure of the tooth, we will find there are three portions of the tooth. One is called the crown. Crown is the portion of the teeth that is seen from the outside, that is the white portion on the upper part of the jaw, and root is the portion that is embedded or that is present inside the jaw, and there is a very small and narrow neck present in between the crown and the root. Now if we are cross-sectioning a tooth from the middle, we will see there are different layers in the tooth. The outermost layer is called the enamel. It is the outer covering. It's white in color, and the enamel is the hardest substance of our body. After the enamel, there is the layer of the dentine, and it makes the bulk of the tooth, and it's harder than bone, and the dentine have small cytoplasmic strands that are actually present, and that is a continuation from the pulp portion. Cementum, as the name suggests, it acts as a cement to fix the root of the teeth embedded or fixed in the jaw. And at the middlemost portion or innermost portion of the tooth is a connective tissue layer which is called the pulp, and it has the connections of blood vessels, lymph vessels, nerve fibers, etc. There are three pairs of salivary gland that are present inside the human mouth. One is called the parotid gland, which is present at the front portion of the ear, and they are present actually at the innermost portion of the both of the jaws. But the parotid gland has a duct through which the saliva produced in the parotid gland is coming to the mouth, and then duct is opening in the upper portion of the upper jaw. The other two salivary glands that are present are submandibular gland and the sublingual gland, and both of them are present at the inner portion or lower portion of the tongue, and those are having a common duct which is opening at the lower portion or inner portion of the tongue. And the saliva that these three pairs of gland or 6 salivary glands are producing, they are acidic in nature, and they are having a salivary enzyme which is starting to digest the starch or the carbohydrate that is present in the food, and that enzyme is called ptyalin. So the first pair of digestion or first part of digestion that is starting, it is only in the mouth, and the only food particle that is going to be digested first is actually the carbohydrate. The digestion of the fat and the protein does not start until it goes or reaches further parts of the digestive system. Now the salivary glands or saliva is also facilitating in speaking and swallowing. It is mixing the food with the saliva and forming a very moist food. It's actually forming a bolus. It digests the starch, and it has some antibacterial properties as well. So it destroys all the germs, and it aids in the water balance or maintaining the water balance inside the mouth. After the food has been taken inside the mouth, grounded by the teeth and mixed with the saliva that is produced by the salivary glands and formed into a bolus, the bolus is going to be swallowed. Now the swallowing is also a multi-step process. For swallowing the food, the upper esophageal sphincter is closed for when the food is not being swallowed. But when the food is being swallowed, the upper esophageal sphincter will open, and it will actually open the path for the food to the esophagus. Now, the soft palate is a part which will close the nasal cavity so that the food does not go through the nasal cavity, and the epiglottis will also close the entrance of the food pipe so that the food does not go into the food pipe either. Now the larynx is brought upward, and the epiglottis closes the opening of the windpipe, and the bolus or the food mixed with saliva will enter into the esophagus or the food pipe. Next, the food from the mouth through the pharynx has been traversed into the esophagus by the process of swallowing. Now the food through the esophagus is moving through a particular process which is called peristalsis. Peristalsis is a process of movement which includes intermittent contraction and relaxation of the wall of the esophagus with the help of the circular muscles that are present in the esophageal wall. So those esophageal wall circular muscles will contract at one portion, and the bolus will move forward, and the front portion of the bolus will be relaxed so that it can move forward. Again, there will be contraction and relaxation, and by this process the esophagus will move the food down from the mouth to the stomach. So esophagus is just a tube which is connecting the throat to the stomach or the mouth to the stomach. There is no enzyme produced in this part of the digestive system. So no type of digestion is also taking place in this part, and only this part is secreting mucus which is making the food a little bit slippery and slimy. so that it is easy to digest for the next parts.